If you work for yourself, you're chasing the dream, right? Total freedom over your time, your projects, your life. But what happens when that dream kind of turns into a nightmare of procrastination? Well, today we're diving into a really cool system that uses AI to turn that curse back into a superpower. Let's get into it.
So, picture this. You did it. You quit the 9 to 5. You are your own boss. The mornings are yours, the coffee is brewing, but nothing is getting done. This is exactly where our story starts, with what the author calls the curse of freedom.
And wow, this quote just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling you've got all the time in the world, which somehow makes it completely impossible to start anything. It's this super frustrating paradox that I bet a lot of us know way too well.
And the symptoms are just so relatable, right? That blinking cursor on a blank page. Those online courses you swore you were going to finish this time. And then suddenly, you're 3 hours deep into a YouTube rabbit hole on how to cook the perfect steak. Your desk just becomes this graveyard of good intentions.
This metaphor is just perfect. It's the heart of the problem. Without the structure of a normal job, the deadlines, the boss checking in, it is so easy to feel completely adrift. You're a ship that knows where it wants to go, but you have no engine. You're just floating in a sea of, I'll get to it tomorrow.
Okay, so what do? We reach for the classic time management books. But the author argues this is exactly where we go wrong. Because the problem, it isn't what we think it is.
And here's the big aha moment. It's not about trying to cram more stuff into your day. You have the time. The real fight, especially in our world full of distractions, is focusing your attention on the right thing and then actually doing it when you need to.
So this, right here, this is the core idea of this whole explainer. Time management isn't just one thing, it's two. You have to manage your tasks, which is knowing what to do, and you have to manage your attention, which is about actually doing the thing. Once you split these two apart, you can finally build a system that tackles both sides of the coin.
All right, so let's dig into the first half of that equation, task management. The big idea here is to stop doing all that heavy mental lifting yourself and instead outsource it to a tool we all have right at our fingertips now, AI. See, to manage tasks well, you need clarity. But the problem is, turning a fuzzy goal like plan a trip into a crystal clear objective, that takes deep, deliberate thought. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman calls it slow thinking, and it's hard work. It's mentally exhausting, so our brains just naturally try to avoid it. And that avoidance, that's procrastination.
But what if you could basically teach an AI to do that slow thinking for you? Well, this 4-step prompt is like a recipe for exactly that. You're not just asking a random question, you're giving the AI a clear framework to clarify, break down, prioritize, and even guide you on any project. It's kind of like having a personal project manager on call 24/7.
And boom, here's what you get back. I mean, look at how clean and simple this is. That massive, overwhelming goal of plan a trip is now just a straightforward, prioritized checklist. The AI did the hard cognitive work, turning a giant mountain into a series of small, easy steps. That feeling of overwhelm that feeds procrastination, it's just gone.
Okay, so your tasks are perfectly organized. Problem solved, right? Well, not quite. Now you've got to deal with the second part of the puzzle, managing your attention. How do you actually get into that deep focus, that flow state, and, stay there?
So, a lot of us have probably tried the Pomodoro technique. And look, it's great for simple stuff like cleaning the kitchen. But for deep, creative work, that rigid 25-minute timer can be a total flow killer. Just when you're hitting your stride, ding, time's up. The alternative is something called the random alert focus method. The idea is simple. Instead of a fixed timer, you set random alerts inside a much longer work block. It's designed to reinforce your deep work, not chop it up.
So why on earth does this work? Well, it's backed by two really powerful scientific ideas. First, something called neural replay. Those tiny little 10-second breaks actually let your brain rapidly process and lock in whatever you were just working on. The second is variable ratio reinforcement, which is a fancy name for the exact same thing that makes slot machines so addictive. Because the alert is random, your brain stays way more engaged waiting for that little reward.
And get this, a 2020 study found something absolutely incredible. During these short little rests, our brains can replay what we've just learned at 10 to 20 times the normal speed. Just think about that for a second.
A 10-second break isn't just a pause. It's like a supercharged learning and memory tool. It's not wasted time. It's accelerated processing time.
So, let's bring this all together. We started this journey with freedom feeling like a curse, a source of anxiety and zero productivity. But with the right system, it can be transformed into something else entirely.
What's so powerful here is just how simple it is. This isn't some crazy, complicated philosophy. It's a really practical system built on two tools. The AI assistant clears the fog and tells you what to do, and the random alert method helps you get in the zone to actually do it. It solves both the planning problem and the execution problem. And this is the proof in the pudding. The author used this exact system to find a productive rhythm, teach themselves to code, and even launch their own product. This isn't just a neat theory. It's a real blueprint for turning those big, ambitious goals into something you can actually hold in your hands. So we'll leave you with this question. By managing your tasks with AI and hacking your attention with these focus techniques, you can really transform all that unstructured time from a source of stress into your greatest asset. So, what's that project you've been putting off that this system could finally help you build?